Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. There is a long story behind this watch, but first, the basics. 42 millimeters in white gold and launched in 2011. This is the 50-piece limited edition Cartier Rotonde de Cartier Rotonde. It is a bear-themed marquetry dial, and it is spectacular. The watch measures 42 in diameter, 11.5 millimeters thick, 47.3 millimeters from lug to lug, and a rather idiosyncratic 23.5 millimeters between the lugs. We'll throw this watch on my wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and it wears well. It's thin. At under 12 millimeters thick, it's thinner than a Daytona, which is a thin watch, and it's not as broad across the wrist as I expected from a 42. I could see this watch wearing well on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Once more, mine is 16, so you have a relative measure. Taking a quick look at the strap, it's upscale, a large rectangular scale alligator leather in dark brown. It's got a semi-gloss finish, a monotone stitch, folded edge. On the bottom, it is calfskin. You can see that it is a Cartier factory strap. It is in good condition, not brand new, but very good condition. And you can see that there are no perforations because of the way the Louis Cartier designed folding clasp operates. Cartier of Paris, and I'm talking about Cartier the man now, created the first folding clasp for a wristwatch back in 1909. And this is a descendant of that landmark piece. The way it works is it doesn't have a pin or a buckle, but the strap actually tucks in and then it crimps. So just like this, it tucks in. The excess length then sits underneath the clasp body, so you have no need for strap minder loops. It's a very clean and secure look that prevents gouging of the strap so it doesn't age the strap too quickly. And what's also nice here is that the strap is securely held to the case using screws and bars, a very secure and somewhat more expensive solution relative to spring bars. I'm so happy to see that here. We have a beaded crown with a sapphire cabochon in blue, dark blue, and you can see that these lugs are dramatically broken from the case band for a super sharp break that looks way upscale. And then we have a polished case and a polished domed bezel. We then get to the dial. If you want to make an Ursine scene, this is the watch for you. Now, the Rotonde was launched in 2010, 2 years after the end of the Collection Privée Cartier Paris, or the CPCP. CPCP ran from 1998 to 2008, and it was the haute de gamme branch of Cartier watchmaking, frequently including movements from likes of JLC, Piaget, Frédéric Piguet, and others. Well, Cartier was going more in-house through its La Chaux-de-Fonds manufacture in the late 2000s, and so the CPCP was folded in favor of a new series called Cartier Fine Watchmaking. And this, within the Fine Watchmaking series, was part of the Cartier d'Or mini-series. So what we have here are a series of fine watchmaking timepieces featuring craft arts like enameling, miniature painting, engraving, gem setting, and wooden marquetry. So this 50-piece limited edition with wood dial came out in 2011, and this is what you're getting. First of all, you can see it's a picture of a bear. What you might not be able to see is that it takes 60 hours of cutting and filing and sanding seams and placing and lacquering to create the image here. 10 different types of woods are employed, and there are no fewer than 38 individual pieces. You can see gray, tan, saddle, deeper brown, almost black ebony, and all of this is done by hand. It sits within a spectacular heure sautant, or wandering hours complication. So you have this radial scrolling minutes index and then jumping Roman numeral hours. And I know you're wondering, and yes, it does include a watchmaker's 4. This is an incredible combination of handcrafted art and watchmaking art. And again, this was intended for the Collection Privée Cartier Paris, and that includes the movement, which features the old CPCP monogram across its bridges. This is the caliber 9905 MC made in La Chaux-de-Fonds by Cartier, and it features 2 barrels. You can see that the barrels feature gorgeous solarization. In spite of the energy-intensive complication, it has a 65-hour power reserve courtesy of those 2 barrels. Pivots on 22 joules. It beats away at 4 hertz or 8 beats per second. It is manual wind, and there are a number of elements I love. The solarization on the barrels, the black polishing on the screw heads, the solidly above average anglage on the edge of the bridges, mechanically executed but to a much higher standard than you'll find at brands like Zenith, Jaeger-LeCoultre, Glasuta Original, or AP. There's the Cartier monogram. There's the use of a Cartier fired blue micrometric adjustment via eccentric screw, and then for other adjustments to beat error and timing, we have Edicron, which I love to see. We also have a high-grade balance and hairspring. We have satination on the wheels, both the wheels adjacent to the first barrel and the train underneath, which you can see there's engine turning on the base plate. And if you can look carefully, underneath the bridge, this has an old pocket watch style center wheel arrangement, which I love to see. And then all of this is water resistant down to 30 meters, and it uses gray gold, not rhodium plated white. This is the solid white gold, the good stuff. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing.